Everyone in the crowded cafeteria froze the moment it happened. A tray clattered to the floor, spilling mashed potatoes across the tiles. Then came the sound that silenced even the loudest laughter, the sharp crack of a soda can being crushed in someone's hand. The bully, Ryan, grinned smugly as he shoved the girl again. She was new, quiet, always sitting in the corner with her books pressed to her chest like a shield. Everyone called her the shy girl. She never looked anyone in the eyes, never raised her hand in class, and never fought back. Ryan had picked his target well, or so he thought. But this time, he made a mistake. Her name was Elena. And what Ryan, and the entire school, didn't know was that Elena carried a past that had already forced her to fight battles far worse than high school cruelty. Elena had been invisible since the day she transferred. Whispers followed her, something about her father, about moving from another town, about why she never spoke much. But no one ever asked her directly. She wore her silence like armor, but deep inside, it was also a prison. Ryan thrived on breaking people like her. He was the kind of bully who made sure his friends laughed the loudest when he shoved someone into a locker. That day in the cafeteria, he saw Elena walking slowly, eyes down, balancing her lunch tray. Easy prey. Careful, Mouse! Ryan sneered as he stuck his foot out. The tray hit the floor, food splattering across Elena's shoes. His friends roared with laughter. For a second, Elena just stood there, trembling. Every pair of eyes in the cafeteria burned into her skin. She could feel her throat tightening, that old fear rising up. Ryan smirked, expecting tears, expecting her to shrink away like all the others had. But instead, she bent down, picked up the crushed soda can from the ground, and straightened her back. And for the first time since she'd walked into that school, Elena looked Ryan in the eyes. What he saw there made his smirk falter. It wasn't fear. It was fire. 10 seconds. That's all it took. Elena didn't scream. She didn't shove him back. She didn't have to. In a voice so calm it cut sharper than any shout, she said, "You don't get to do this to me." The cafeteria went dead silent. Ryan blinked, confused. Nobody ever talked back to him. Elena continued, her voice steady now, each word louder than the last. "You don't know what I've survived. You don't know the nights I've stayed awake hoping things would get better. And you will not be the reason I break again." Her words hit harder than any punch. Something shifted in the air. Students who once laughed at Ryan's side now stared at him differently. For the first time, Ryan wasn't the one in control. And Elena didn't stop. "You think being cruel makes you strong? It doesn't. It makes you small. Smaller than the fear you try to put into everyone else." She dropped the crushed can at his feet. "And I'm done being afraid." 10 seconds. That was all. But it was enough to flip the script entirely. Ryan's face turned red. His friends shuffled uncomfortably, no longer laughing. And for the first time in years, Ryan didn't know what to say. The days that followed changed everything. Elena didn't become loud or popular overnight. She didn't suddenly crave attention. But people started sitting with her at lunch. Teachers noticed her raising her hand. The once invisible girl was no longer hiding. Ryan kept his distance. And while he never apologized directly, the silence of his cruelty was the loudest apology Elena would ever get. But the truth is, Elena hadn't just stood up to Ryan. She had stood up to the ghost of every bully, every night of fear, every shadow in her past. She had reclaimed her voice. By the end of the year, Elena wasn't just the shy girl anymore. She was the girl who proved that sometimes strength doesn't come from fighting back with fists, but from daring to speak when your voice has been silenced too long. And the message spread through the school like wildfire: strength isn't in the power to hurt others. True strength is in rising, even when fear tells you to stay down. Final message. The bully thought he could break her in 10 seconds. But in those same 10 seconds, Elena discovered her courage, and that was something he could never take away.